This is another Tower fan moment. Good morning, everyone. By the time you hear this, it will be a changing of the seasons, I would think. I don't know. This is going to be aired quite a bit later. Of course, a lot of you know I pre-record these. I record them when Spirit tells me to record the subject when it comes up. Microwave going off. So that means that's a sign that it's time for me to speak on this. And this is a subject in regards to people who claim to have the gift of prophecy but are actually seeking profit. Let me explain. There are many ways in which people claim to have the spirit of prophecy when in deep down they have the sinister intention of gaining profit. Now, I mentioned in previous audios are different instances of which people orchestrate a certain itinerary or orchestrate certain circumstances or they set up certain scenarios in which they get the attention of people so they can get money out of them. So I want to talk about a certain situation in which people use certain words in order to appeal to the mindsets of people to gain their sympathies and their attentions so they can get money or likes or views out of them. I was listening to a speaker the other day on YouTube, and this gentleman was a historian. He was going into black culture, going into African culture, and he was going into the deep, dark secrets, some of the information, of course, that we did not study in school, that was not revealed to us in school, because as a people, if this information was given to us in school, then it would have flew into the face of what the system has taught us. So it was purposefully omitted from us. And please excuse the microwave. I just microwaved something, and I don't want to get up right now and take it out the microwave because that would cause additional noise during my speech. So if it chimes in the background, I do apologize, but I'd rather say what I have to say before I go get it out the microwave. But anyway, this gentleman was talking, and he made a valid point in regards to the Creator's intentions. There are different scriptures, and not just one in particular, but there are different scriptures in different man-made religions that use divisive words to separate people. They'll say that a certain group of people is stronger than another one. They'll say a certain culture of people was weaker than another one. They'll use words like the people's physical characteristics. They'll refer to people's certain people's physical characteristics. This tribe of people was of frail bone and of fair and weak-natured. They'll use those terms in the scriptures that were given to them, that was written by men who claim to have been prophets of the Most High. Of course, no one alive can verify that those people were prophets who wrote these scriptures. They were not alive when these people who claim to be prophets. Am I denying whether or not they were gifted? I don't know. I can't say yes or no. Maybe they did receive word from the Creator to speak. Maybe so. Maybe not. We weren't there. But the thing is, we all have a gift that we have received from the Most High. We are all capable of receiving messages and signs from the Most High. And what man-made religion has a tendency to do is to give people the impression that the only way that you could receive messages, a tendency now, the only way that you could receive messages from the Creator on a regular basis is to go through someone who supposedly is supposed to be more gifted than you to receive more knowledge. See, your knowledge is limited, but in order to get more education and more knowledge, you're supposed to go through this ritual, do this thing, see this person, go through this process, go to this place 1, 2, 3, 4, how many ever times a week, because this man-made religion told you to. Because they know more than you. It alludes to the fact that they know more than you. Why? Because this particular book told you this, and that you have to go through these levels because this particular book or scripture told you this. And all of the other times that you don't go to this particular place or body or go through this ritual or whatever the case may be, you shit out of luck. You're stuck until you do those things. And during that time that you're out of luck, you're susceptible to every demon, every negative thing, every devil, every worldly thing, everything harmful is going to attack you because you are not in the presence of this ritual, this person, place, or thing. That's what some of these scriptures allude to. And what that does, what that mindset does, it puts you in a state of subservience. It puts you in a state of servitude to this thing, and it weakens your mindset. It does, people. It weakens your mindset. And people will say, oh, well, what you're doing is you're making a god out of yourself. You're not being humble by saying that, Deanna. What you're doing is you're not being humble to the Creator. You're being proud, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if that's the way you feel, I'm truly sorry you're saying that. But the thing is that the Creator has created all of us. And I do not believe that the Creator has created all of us in a position where there is a caste system where He is like, okay, well, I'm going to make this group of people and I'm going to make them underneath this group of people, and I'm going to make this group of people better than this group of people so they can treat this group of people less than this group of people so they can dominate over this group of people, and I'm going to put this group of people over here so they can make them better than this group of people because this group of people need to be over here and they're going to have this, but this group of people over here and over in this section, over on the right-hand side, over on the north, they're going to have this. Do you really think that the same Creator who claims to love us all is going to do that, is going to take the time to do that, who is supposed to love us all equally, is going to do that? Now, I'm going to keep this a short one. But I want you to think about that. I want you to think long and hard about that. These systems are not in place because the Creator said so, people. They're in place because man established this. Man established these systems to make other groups above other groups, and all these economic systems to make one group of people less than another, economically, mentally, spiritually, educationally. Man did this. The Creator didn't do this. And if you're involved in a man-made religion that promotes this, Dig a little bit deeper in that scripture and read a little bit harder. Read the first couple of chapters that talk about the creation of this universe. And read the basic meaning for the reason why humans were created in the first place. These levels of humans, come on. In a way, it's a form of racism, it's a form of prejudice, racial prejudice, economic prejudice, intellectual prejudice, cultural prejudice is a form of prejudice. So you're trying to indirectly say that our Creator is prejudiced? We go around saying that all men are created equal, but we live in a society where people are treated unequally. Where is the fairness in that? And you're trying to say that our Creator is okay with that? Our Creator didn't create this divide. We did. Think about it. That there's something missing. Something got lost in the shuffle, people. So be very careful of what you believe in. Be careful of what you're preaching and where the messages are really coming from. That's why I always stress the importance of an individual one-on-one relationship with your Creator. You and the Creator. You tapping into Source daily and constantly. You and the Source. So you can receive the messages and receive the downloads. Okay? So with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Peace.